You're watching City TV. Wednesday on CityNews.
A sexual assault allegation at a popular beach resort down south. Canadian woman says she was forced to choose between reporting her alleged attacker and coming home. Why her story isn't unique and the warnings to travelers.
Tonight on City News.
The mourning for the victims of the plane crash that went down in Iran continues.
They're never going to come back to me. I'm never going to be able to hold my niece again. I'm never going to be able to hold my sister again.
Tonight, another family member shares his grief and anger along with the plans to help remember his sister, brother-in-law, and one-year-old niece.
More job action in the classroom.
Ontario's Catholic teachers will be implementing a province-wide, one-day full withdrawal of services on Tuesday, January 21st.
For the first time in more than 20 years, Catholic school teachers are engaging in a one-day province-wide strike, while more than 500,000 students will be out of the class.
I'm Mark McAllister at a community center here in Ajax, where a vigil is set to start in a little over an hour from now, remembering a young family of 3 that were on the plane that crashed in Iran last week. We'll get to more of that in just a few minutes. We'll tell you about that family and what the brother of the mother in that family is saying tonight. But first, Canada as a whole is a big part of the investigation that is going to be going on into what happened in Iran. Melissa Nakavali is now here with more of the details.
Canadian officials on a quest for answers in Iran.
Why, given hostilities, were commercial airlines flying through and over Ukraine? Why wasn't the airspace? Why weren't there more restrictions in place?
The Canadian Transportation Safety Board announcing 2 Canadian officials have met up with the Canadian counselor team in Turkey. They have been granted visas and are landing in Tehran.
When our investigators arrive in Tehran, they will be allowed not only onto the crash site, but they will also be able to see the remains of the aircraft.
The TSB says it will help coordinate with families of the 57 Canadian citizens who were killed after a Ukrainian passenger flight was shot down by the Iranian military. But the exact role the TSB will play in the investigation is still undecided.
We do not yet fully know what the scope of our role will be. However, I also want to stress that so far, the Iranian AAIB has responded in compliance with international protocols.
Officials say the hope is to establish a sequence of events that may have led to the plane being shot down. So far, Iran has been cooperating with Canada. The agency is saying it has accepted an invitation from Iran's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau and will be working with other groups and organizations already on site.
I know that there's a lot of discussions being taken by others in the government with respect to what such an investigation might look like. For us, our mandate is to conduct a safety investigation in accordance with ICAO Annex 13, and that's what we're focused on.
The TSB says they're waiting to see what kind of access Iran will give them. But they say so far it appears Iran will grant Canadian investigators more of an active role than typically required through the International Civil Aviation Organization as set by the United Nations.
They have invited us to the download of the recorders. This is above and beyond what Annex 13 allows us to do. They have also allowed us to not only visit the site, but go to the wreckage and examine the wreckage, which is also above and beyond what the Annex 13 allows us to do.
The TSB says they intend to send a second team of Canadian officials to Iran to examine the aircraft's black boxes as soon as they know where they will be analyzed. For City News, I'm Melissa Nakavali.